Okay. Damn. I am sorry for the wait. Hamscon. Thank you, sir. The mod that was going to take care of the IDs for today isn't responding, but thankfully Hamscon is here. So, yeah, he will. Hamscon will be writing down your ID. If you put it in, feel free to put it in now. Wait like maybe an hour and then put it in again. So you can put it in like twice during the stream just to make sure. But please don't ping Hamscon. Please don't pester him. Constantly try to get him to like verify. Did you get my ID? He's got lots of other ideas to work with. So just put it in maybe twice, possibly 3 times, just to make sure, just in case he missed it one time. And yeah, and we can work with that. And that will be the better way of dealing with it, I believe. Open YouTube on because it got you. All right. Spy Gaming, you were a new member and also the first one to put your ID in here. So I will do yours right now. 294. Let's go. Okay. I love this, but it sucks. It's so bad. This is good. This is good. It's decent, and that's decent. Individually, these 4 are good. This one's not. Let me see. I'm assuming I judge everything assuming that you mostly play Control Point, which is the mode that I feel like most people mostly play. So we'll, just to get that out of the way. These are both really good builds. If you had Disc Launcher 16, that would be ideal. In fact, why do you have a guided pilot for... Oh, and you have... Oh, I want this implant, actually. That's sad. I want it. Carbine on Killshot. Interesting choice. Let me think. You don't really have any high damage. Missile Rack 12 might actually do better on Killshot than Carbines will. This is some decent damage, but it's not like high... It's not like heavy damage. That's like good close-up. Waiting for him. Gotcha. Gonna use rockets on Redux. Don't have Grav 16, EM 16, and Disc Launcher 16. Fair enough. I mean, it might be worth buying at least Disc Launcher 16 with A coins. Missile Rack 12 is a good replacement, I think, for Carbine. Otherwise, just judging on what you have. Work toward Bastion or Aegis. Honestly, Aegis more than Bastion at this point. Aegis would be cheaper, first off, and it would also be just a better mech in general. You could replace that too, but yeah. Otherwise, not too bad. Multiple snipers is always a good idea in Control Point. Soon you're going to change the brick house with Stalker. I feel like you should go Aegis. Aegis isn't unlocked yet? What? How? How do you have all that stuff and not even unlocked Aegis? That's crazy. Alright, let me do VTAR. 4, 1, 5, 9, 3. I like it. I'm not sure which one's technically your main hangar. Except that this one has Guardian with Gravits instead of Bastion with Stormwrath. Okay. Won't really judge that because I still don't know exactly if that's like a meta thing or not. Multiple snipers for CPC, yeah, always a good idea. Disc launcher is very nice. Honestly, for control point though, I think the minigun's better. So I might use this one as a reference. Oh, good. Do you have... Oh, you don't have the range implant set. Railgun on Surge is definitely nice. Ember on Nomad's definitely nice. You have chain dash time. I heard that the dash distance for Nomad was the most important implant for this build specifically. In fact, that like you probably shouldn't even run Nomad unless you had that implant on. That's what I have heard people say. Experienced players, not necessarily experienced with Nomad, but, you know, experienced players nonetheless. Second one. Interesting. Okay, well, same deal with those two anyway. This launcher's great. This is a very popular build. Swapping these two might even be better. I don't know. I'd have to check. I know that Disc Launcher is like an absolute beast on Bastion. And I also know that Disc Launcher Aegis is not that great in control point, to be honest. Don't want to forget yourself. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Don't spam your ID. In fact, I'm going to put you in a timeout for 30 minutes. And you won't see your ID for another 30 minutes. Interesting. Yeah, otherwise, 3 fast mechs is not bad. And then these 3 can also deal with, like, mortars and helix and stuff. Pretty good. I don't use Bastion as much as, like, probably should. Or probably could, I guess I could say. It's a very effective. Kind of got overshadowed by, Aegis, to be honest. Okay, Sufferov. 2355 3953. I think what I did last time is that you go. No worries, Cauliflower. At least I'll know not to review yours. Take care. Good night. Yo, what is this? What is this? That's so weird. Okay. This is interesting. Because you could get Missile Rack 16, I think, now. That's not maxed. It's an interesting mech choice for rocket mortars. I'm gonna assume that's just your only other max medium mech. Use Bastion to deal with all those dash mechs. I know, for real, it's really nice. Yeah, Nihilus said that he gets like 60 meters with a max legendary one, which is crazy. And like thinking about it, that does sound really nice, to be fair. The mortars are risky. running mortars and CPCs is risky because there are quite a few times when those will cause you to lose. So, yeah. That's almost max. You definitely need to work on getting Bastion max before the weapon. Because then you could run 2 of those and that'd just inadvertently boost your firepower by a lot. EM Rifle Panther, obviously very good. Arc Torrent's not so great against players, but it is a decent weapon against bots at least. Maybe Missile Rack would be better against players on Surge. Then again, I wouldn't know what to put on Guardian at that point. Honestly, you probably want to get rid of the Guardian. You only have 1 fast mech. Guardians, it's weak. You do have the range implant. That is actually very interesting. However, it's still not going to pull very much weight for you, to be honest. Especially not if you're only using 12 energy weapons. I'd replace that with something faster. Okay, so the way that I did it last time, I'm recalling. That's like Arcs Max for real though. The way that I did it last time, I recall, is that I'm not going to review a hangar unless you ask me a question with your ID, so that I know, hey, this person wants to, you know, they want their hangar to be reviewed. They don't just want to dump their ID and then leave. Right? And please, please, please don't just ask me, what do you think of my hangar, or rate my hangar. That's not a question. That's not a legitimate question. You could find general hangar building advice in a lot of different places. Gangster Jabs doesn't do it anymore, but you could find a lot of like meta advice from his old videos, and I would suggest going back to watch those if you have not. You can tell me how to enter giveaway and for what giveaway. Just put your ID in the chat. I should pin that, honestly. Actually, yeah, let me do that right now. I changed. I still have to get used to it. I changed my browser from Chrome to Opera GX just because Chrome was taking up so much of my RAM. Dude, it was crazy. And I had to switch. I didn't really mind, but like I had to switch just because it's really taking a toll on like when I stream and when I record things. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm doing, okay, this. Okay. So. Pin. There we go. Beautiful. Giveaway, yeah. No need to enter your name or anything else. Just your ID. That's all we care about. I'm just tier 6 and I'm experimenting with my hangar. What should I do? Guardian, Sentinel, Guardian or Sentinel, only for now. Okay. Or are you saying you have Guardian and Sentinel, but only for now? Either way, Thank you. That is exactly the kind of question that I'm looking for. 49817994. Okay, I think this is correct. You have a Guardian here. Stalker, Aegis is great. This is great. Eclipse is fantastic. Zephyr is the one that you're going to want to get rid of first, honestly. And you just entered tier 6. I'm going to have to just, like, make a mental note of what your hangar is right now. Oh, no. You messed up. You messed up. You have a heavy-duty pilot with your missiles, and you have your missile pilot with your close quarters. It's not doing you any good. This works. That's not doing you any good, and that works. Okay. Make sure. You need to make sure that you get these implants off of these pilots as soon as possible before you upgrade them too far and you end up wasting too much of your implant parts. Right? So better to bite the bullet and take the hit now. Also, don't bother with rare pilots ever. Get them to rank 4. At rank 4, you get this massive buff to the innate skill and also just the general skill, right? It goes up by 1%, goes up by 1.4%, goes up by almost 2. This stays the same until rank 4 when it goes up by another 6%. This is worth it. This is not. This marginal increase, but it costs you 3 times as much as it took you to get here, right? Every single rank up takes you 3 times more than the last, on average. That's just the general growth pattern. And so, you never ever want to go past rank 4 on a rare pilot. Epics are fine. You can max those if you want. Legendaries, obviously, you can max those. Neymar is great. You can max him. But don't ever do anything with rares. It's not worth it long term. The amount of I think the amount that it costs you to get it to rank 6 is enough to get like an epic or a legendary to like 4 or 5 to a point where like they would be doing more than a rank 6 rare anyway, as well as having extra slots. Okay, so let me make a mental note of this and then check what tier 6 is, because I forget. Tier 6 is Panther, 100%. Absolutely. You get Panther. Panther is the top-end mech that everyone uses in every mode. Sentinel, don't bother with. Killshot and Orion are both very solid, but you don't really have to worry about either of them. Considering you need to advance tiers. Oh, and we're getting 12. So a lot of solid weapons in tier 6, but a lot of them are probably outside your pay range. So don't worry about Sentinel. Get Orion and Panther, and maybe Killshot if you feel like you need something else that's fast. Currently I have 17 IDs, very nice. Reg, take care, thank you for stopping by. I have Panther. I'll put dual grab 10s when I get them dual. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's way better than Guardian with Graviton Beam. Like, way better. Guardian's nice, and you could probably keep using it for a while where you're at. But, yeah. You could actually replace the Zephyr with Guardian. They both do somewhat of the same thing. So put the missile racks on Guardian, and then put the Panther in your hangar right now if you can. I would consider that a good move to make right now. Okay, no. I fully unlocked all tiers. Hold on. Put your ID in here. 965 3. Nice. I fully unlocked all tiers. Should I replace any of my mechs with either Aegis or Gatecrasher or keep what I have? I've also been trying to determine if Disruptor 12s are good to run. Okay. Fair enough. Disc launcher. You don't have a sniper. And especially in control point and 5v5. And honestly, even some 2v2 maps, like snipers are critical to Mech Arena just as a game. They are the most overpowered weapon class by far. So you want a sniper 100%. The Disc 12s, I'd honestly put on Bastion. I would replace the Orion. The Orion can be replaced with, let me see, you have Gatecrasher as well. The Orion could be replaced with, okay, so here's the thing. You're going to want a sniper, and you're probably going to want to put that on Panther. The Disc Launcher 16s you could slap on Gatecrasher, but you're going to want the miniguns to go on Aegis. You're going to want the Gravitons to go on Surge, because that's the better way of doing it. Graviton Surge is probably better than Minigun Surge, because it's basically the same thing, but it doesn't hinder your mobility any. Minigun on Aegis is much better than Graviton on Aegis, because Graviton has an effect. You need to be able to hit an enemy for long enough to where that effect fully accumulates. And when you're in a slow mech, something like Surge can do it, because even if you don't EMP someone, you're fast enough to where you can maneuver around whatever they're maneuvering and keep that angle, keep a good angle on them. But something that's slow can't do that, which makes Graviton significantly less effective on something like Bastion or Aegis than Minigun is. Minigun's a bit better on those. And so replacing Orion with Aegis, I would say. This is a good build, by the way. You could just keep that the way it is. You could also slap the minigun on Eclipse, or the Graviton on Eclipse. Both are very good, but if you're going to have Arctorn on something, probably Eclipse is the best one. Or maybe Surge, actually. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I changed my mind. I'm sorry. Okay. So Aegis here, as your 5th mech. You can keep all these mechs, just put Aegis here, right? This would be your sniper. Aegis would be here, and it would have minigun, right? Eclipse is going to be here, and it will have Graviton Beam. Okay. The Arc Torrents can go on Surge, because they have the shortest range, but Surge is going to be the one that's the most in your face, and it's going to EMP people, and it's a lot easier to get in range with Surge than it is with Eclipse, even though both are fairly fast. Surge is just faster. And then the disc launchers you put on Bastion. That is the way that I would do it. That would be the most optimal way of setting your hangar up for control point. If you do anything different, then it might be a bit different. But yes. Problem is I have no implants for snipers. Or or railgun reload legendary. It kind of doesn't matter. Snipers, you're just gonna need to get what you can, and then wait until you get good implants and put them on. Yeah, I mean the pilot's half the battle. If you don't have the implants, it's not a huge loss so long as you have a good pilot. So I would say that's not a huge issue, or at least it shouldn't be a huge issue. Obviously, this is just my suggestion based on what I know about the game. If you don't trust that I know what I'm talking about, or if you think that it's not a good idea, then don't do it. It's your account. Should I replace my Ares or just replace the weapons on Ares? Fair question. Javelin rack's not gonna hold up to much these days. So Rack Redeemer, decent. Torrent Zephyr, decent. Honestly, yeah, you're gonna want to replace the Ares. Because, and you're gonna want to replace it with something fast. This is the only speed that you got. This is slow, this is slow, this is slow, this is slow. Everything's, like, particularly slow. I would say that you should probably try to get Panther in here, but more so than that, replace Ares with something faster, like Killshot. You could keep the weapons on... You could keep these weapons on Killshot, honestly. And it would be pretty good, probably. Significantly better than Ares, anyway. But... Yeah, I don't think you can really get away with this much slow stuff. If you play CPC as your main mode, which maybe you do, maybe you don't, but you probably lose a lot of control point matches, and you probably lose it from beacons, not from kills. And if that's the case, then yes, that would be why. It's because you only have one fast thing, and if it happens to die really quickly, then you're screwed. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation. What should you focus on after Max Guardian? Okay. Probably Eclipse, just, you know, based off I. So, oh, okay. Max Guardian, here's the thing. You're going to start getting players, potentially players and bots, that are more so geared around what you have here, which would be a Max Guardian. It's not the most, it's not like a Max Legendary anything. However, it is still very powerful. You got 2 rank 5s. These will deal a lot of damage. These will do very well, right? But then here you have 2 rank 4s. Especially this Surge. Those are very weak. I would start to rank up the Eclipse first, because Surge you could honestly end up replacing at some point. Especially if you can't find good weapons for it anytime soon. Probably missile weapons would be better than the Frag 8s. If you could get missile rack, like 12 and 8, then that would be a good one. But yeah, Eclipse, get it to rank 6. Don't bother maxing it. Just get it to rank 6, and then do the same with Surge. So you want everything to be at the same level so that you're not operating with, you know, a bunch of high level stuff and then 2 really, really low level stuff. You know, you don't want to be hindering yourself in any way. Beneko, your ID is not showing up in that question, so... If you don't include your ID with the question, then it's not, like, I don't have anything to go off of. I will soon max Surge with dual arcs and upgrade Eclipse to 6 stars, dual arc 10. What do you think? Okay, let me check. It sounds like 2 arc torrent builds, which I would advise against. Unless I misunderstood that statement. No, yeah, no, that's 2 arc torrent builds. You could max both of these mechs, and what would you do? You know, one of them would have 2 12s, the other would have 2 10s, and that's the best that you could get. These are already not the best weapons by today's standards. So, I would recommend you find a replacement weapon for Surge. Missile Rack is fantastic, may I remind you. Really high burst damage on something that can, like, dash in and stun you for a second. That's great. Arc Torrent, you know, maybe you have enough time to kill someone, but maybe you don't as well, right? So it'd be more of a assassin type thing if you put Missile Rack. Red. Member for 16 months. We have to pleasure rewind. Okay. Okay. Fine. Problem is I don't have any other good fast mech that can replace areas with weapons too. Kill shot. If you don't have it, save up for it. Okay. So, Sniper Panther, that's good. Disc Guardian, do you have the range implant? You don't. So that's probably kind of weak, which is unfortunate. I mean, all in all, I'm not going to judge your Hangar too hard, because it is very solid. And could it be better? Yeah, sure, but it's pretty solid. In terms of these 2 builds specifically, I'd say, you know, try to think more long-term and replace the weapons now so that you can have a good pilot set up for it by the time you actually get it to max. Otherwise, you know, once again, you got an epic pilot on this one, because your legendary is on the other. And so one of yours is going to have a legendary, one of yours is going to have a better pilot, one of yours is going to have a better weapon. And so both of them, unless you double up like the Arc 12s and the legendary pilot, and then make the other one just like super weak, then both of them are going to be taking a hit, and that's just not ideal. So, yeah. Replace Surge with Missile Rack. The Arc Torrents on Surge with Missile Rack. Yeah, Hamscan got the IDs. Very much appreciated. 43, 92, 5558. Are disruptors worth upgrading to rank 5, and what should I upgrade next? Okay. Disruptor 8s. The 8s, no. No. The thing with Disruptor is that, like, it's a sort of... it's hard to hit, too. Not only does it only fire 1 shot every, like, 5 seconds or so, it's also difficult to even hit your shot. So, if you hit a shot, you're going to want to make sure that it does heavy, heavy damage, which Disruptor 8 does not. It might be decent right now, just because you have it on Orion. This is nice. And you're not super high. Damn, almost max opener. You're not super high in SP. But yeah, you seem to kind of know what you're doing as far as, like, focus on the minigun 12, because that's the one you're going to be using later. The 6 you won't. Focus on the Ember Gun 12, because that's the one you're going to be using later. The 6 you won't. And it's kind of the same thing with Disruptor. If you had the 12 or 16, go ahead, but the 8s you won't use at any point afterward. This is an interesting build. Honestly, if you could replace this with a sniper, like with a Railgun 16, if you could replace that with a Railgun 16, I think you'd be chillin', because Railgun Orion is not freaking bad. It's pretty legit, not gonna lie. Oh, look at that. That's good. And Disruptor are insane sometimes. That is true. When does the actual giveaway start? Right now. So, well, there will be a single giveaway winner. I forget that I have to explain this every time. So, the way this works, everybody enters their ID during the stream. We go for a total of 2 hours, so an hour and 15 minutes longer. One person will be the winner at the very end. I will choose the winner on stream, during the stream, like before I end. One person will win, and they will have I will spin a wheel with 11 options on it. 10 of them will have 1,000 A-coins as the prize, and one of them will have 10,000 A-coins as the prize. So it is very low chance, but it is possible that someone get 10,000 A-coins. Mr. RuFFles, may I ask you a question in a weird accent? I mean, you can, I guess. What should I put on Arachnos? 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 1, 8, 4. You don't have any range, really. In fact, the longest weapon range that you have is missile rack. Long arm 8s on Arachnos, or even Gauss rifle if you could get your hands on it. But it's probably not really worth it. Long arm 8 is nice. And then once you get this to 20 energy, which you might, or maybe you'll just buy something at 20 energy. In the next tier, you can use a long arm 8 and a long arm 12, and that will do a bit better. But yeah, Javelin Rack 8's not fantastic, I would say. These are pretty solid builds, though, otherwise. Yeah. Oh god, I'm starting to get tired. Red is correct. Don't spam. Please. Seven, 8, 7, 7, 0, 9. Kill shot with missile rack 12 and 6 or rocket mortars. Interesting question. Let's see. Well, your alternative, I would assume, is Missile Rack on Guardian. Which could be kind of decent where you're at. Oh, this isn't a good idea, by the way. This isn't a good idea. Both options aren't bad, to be honest. I've seen people run both of them. And both of them, they do different things, obviously. But neither one is what I would consider to be, like, strictly better than the other. Considering this is your only fast mech, I think it's a good idea to make sure that it can deal damage to whatever it needs to deal damage to. And so if you're running beacons with this thing, and then someone else comes up on you and is also trying to get your beacon, you can't do anything. If you got rocket mortars, you're gonna want missile rack. So just based on the rest of your hangar not being fast, that's probably a good idea to keep it where it is. Also, if you spam RuFFles and Red will show up at your door with Headlock and autocannon and perma-stun you. Exactly. That is exactly what happens. I have video evidence. I did not forget anything, RDK. I simply didn't see it, or didn't think it was a decent question. What should I focus on is not really a question. That's like saying rate my hangar. I don't know. Like, what do you actually want? Give me an example of what you're considering focusing on. Then we'll talk. Right now, this guy seems to have a more specific question. What do I do with Brick House? Is Graviton 10 better? Is Long Arm 10 and 8 good? And I want to get Surge eventually, so which one do I replace? What do I put on it? Eclipse will have minigun. See, that right there is a question. That's multiple questions, but that is the kind of thing that I am looking for. Okay. Javelin rank Brick House. This is interesting. So Eclipse will eventually have minigun. Since your question is mostly around Brick House, I'm not really going to judge the rest of your hangar much. Doesn't look bad, honestly. See, you don't really have any better sniper weapon than that, so it's gotta go on the Orion. That kind of makes sense. Graviton 10, Long Arm 10 and 8, and you will eventually get Surge. So I wouldn't worry about Long Arm, because it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you more than enough A coins to get a decent sniper to replace your 6 energy EM rifles, right? Which you're eventually gonna need to replace. So I wouldn't really worry about Long Arm. One sniper is enough, honestly. Graviton Beam on Brick House isn't fantastic. In general, it is a good weapon, though. I would recommend getting it at some point. This is probably the best that you can do with Brick House. If you were to replace something with Surge, I would say Killshot. Surge is basically just Killshot, but better. It doesn't deal damage, but it has more HP, and it has stealth, and it has EMP in a larger area than Killshot does. So, yeah, honestly, just replace that. And you know, if you were to replace something else, then you'd have a few too many weak mechs in your hangar, probably. Orion's good for like a DPS. It's not strong in HP, but it's good for DPS at least. Ezra, I would love to do yours if you have a specific question for me. Because goodness knows, I do not remember what it was that I told you last time. Okay, just so everyone's on the same page. Actually, let me turn my face cam off too, because like I'm just looking down the entire time. It's not important. Vishal, can you review mine? You reviewed mine about a month ago when I won 1,000 acorns in your giveaway. Once again, I would prefer a more specific question. What are you struggling with? What do you think that you need a review for? There you go. It's a newbie account, your alt account. Has some interesting builds. It also can help newer players to make some decent early game builds. Interesting. It's not much of a question. However, I am kind of curious as to what that's about. So let me see. Macarena. Okay. It's the same bed. Replace these. Swap these. That's the only thing I'd say. You have a 9-second damage boost, and 7 of those seconds are going to be spent reloading. Right? Whereas you could spend pretty much all 9 seconds dealing massive damage from boosted arc torrents. Ares has a shield that will only protect it for a little while. So it could come out with the shield, fire its rockets, and then go back to recharge its shield. These weapons synergize way better if you swap them. The other two are fine, honestly. I'm not sure what I should run on Ares or switch him with different mech. I'm currently working on Railgun 12. Is it good to use it on Ares or Max Redeemer? Interesting. 06 885 2. Ares is definitely a decision for sure. I love this. I love this so good. Look at that. I like that a lot. Very nice. Those are the implants I have. I don't have legendary damage either. Probably you should switch areas with something else. I'll just get that out of the way right now. It was really good, but nowadays not so much. With all these other things and running at 10k Hangar, I don't think you're gonna get very much, like, I don't think you're gonna be able to get much traction with an Ares build, with pretty much anything. In terms of what would work well with Graviton 10, a Bastion would be good, same with Aegis. Considering you have Panther and Redeemer, more than likely you have Aegis unlocked. So I would recommend, if you don't have it, buy it and then upgrade it. And you know, if it's it should just by default do better than Ares, honestly, just because of the shield HP difference. But if it doesn't, then you can just use Ares in the meantime, right? And there's, you know, there's no crime in that. Max Redeemer is nice, however, do you have Arctorn 12? And do you have it duplicated? Because here's the thing. You will get a grand total of 132,700. You'll get a grand total of like 25,000 HP, which is peanuts, by the way. Yeah. A single disc launcher 12 shots going to take that out, right? Because like with back damage and with the pilot and everything like that. So essentially worthless. What the reason that max mechs are so much better than rank 6 mechs is because of the energy difference. So if you don't have anything to fill the energy, then just hold off on it. Just wait. There's no reason to rush it if you can wait, and it's not gonna really do you any different. So probably put your resources into Aegis as much as possible, honestly. That's what I would suggest. Should I buy Eclipse and replace it with Killshot? Or get Railgun 12? I'm assuming you mean buy Eclipse and replace Killshot with Eclipse. In which case, probably. That is typically the case. Yeah. Orion. Should probably replace the Orion, to be honest. 3 EM rifle builds, Jesus. Or get Railgun 12. See, EM rifles are probably better than Railgun. There's kind of no reason to get Railgun if you already have EM rifles. Like, they do things a little bit differently, but I wouldn't really say that it's necessary. Like, you're fine if you just leave it the way it is. Yeah, honestly, get Eclipse and replace Killshot. That would be your best option, I believe. Or replace Orion, whichever one. What to do with my Ares and Arachnos? I'm at tier 5. I also want to invest in new pilots. So tier 5 is with... if I'm not mistaken, Redeemer and Aegis, as well as Zephyr, I believe. What to do with Ares and Arachnos. Okay. Yeah, pretty clear you don't really know what you want with that. That's fair. Days through your eyes. You don't have a sniper. If you can replace Ares with Aegis, that would be good. A good swap right there. And then you can put the missile rack 8s on that. And then for Arachnos, you could keep it and just put long arm 8s on it for now, and just keep that until you unlock Panther, and then you replace it with Panther. Right? It's not really much point in trying to do anything else with it. Definitely don't upgrade it. And yeah, long arm 8s won't deal a ton of damage. However, if you stay far enough back, nobody's really able to deal damage to you, so you're fine. Even if you're not dealing tons of damage, at least you're doing it from safety, for the most part. The amount of Disruptor 16 I'm getting is totally nuts. It wants you to. It wants you to. You gotta do it. I'm currently struggling with what to rank up next or buy on my account. I'm currently considering buying Helix 10 and Graviton 10 and dueling both. Getting Surgeon Brickhouse up to rank 6, but I'm not sure. Okay. Well, I would have really enjoyed if you put your ID in there so that I didn't have to scroll back and find it, but here we go. 32002199. Okay. Rank up next or buy. Buy Helix 10, Graviton 10. Okay. Yeah. Probably Graviton 10's not a bad idea. It's only 16 energy, though. Both of those weapons, honestly, would be good. Because you definitely want to not... You don't want two... two Arc Torrent builds isn't great. Especially if one of them's on something super slow. So you could get... Honestly, probably get Helix first. Helix 10. If you duplicate that, and maybe even rank up your brick house to 20 energy, then you could run both of them on that. You could do the same with Killshot, but it would cost you a bit more. Killshot's probably ultimately better with Helix Rack than brick house is, but it would cost you more. That's really all I'm saying. Upgrade my Surge, or should I try to unlock tier 6? I've unlocked everything that I want from tier 5. Maybe I can get another Mech Aegis. Because the remaining weapons in tier 5 are 10 energy weapons, and I don't feel they provide enough value without the second copy. Yes, fair enough. Pretty much, I can tell you right now, get Aegis. It is one of the new best mechs in the game. Yeah, replace Ares, 100%. Ares is, it's not needed. You can easily transition from Ares being your tank to Aegis being your tank. Simple enough. Six. 2, 6. On the fence about my Gatecrasher and Guardian. Kind of want to get something to replace one of them. Should I get rid of one? And what would you recommend as a replacement? So, long term, honestly, Gatecrasher is kind of better than Guardian. Especially if your main mode is control points. If it's like 2v2, then keep Guardian, get rid of Gatecrasher. But if it's control points, definitely get rid of Guardian. Because it's not fast enough to keep up, really. Replacing it, in terms of like what to replace it with, not really sure off the top of my head. Hold on, let me look at this. This is interesting. So, missile racks on Aegis might be better than railgun, to be honest. And then you could put the railgun on Redeemer, which is probably better than missile rack, to be honest. Missile rack. See, you could easily do missile rack 12 and 8 on Surge, and I'm not really sure why you're not, if I'm being fully honest, but okay. That's happening. Graviton, wow, that's good. You really knew what you wanted to upgrade. Panther, obviously. I don't know why it was taking me so long. You should definitely replace Guardian with Panther. And that would eventually be your sniper. I was just kind of looking at stuff. Yeah, don't split your... It's so annoying when you do that. And if Hamskun completely ignores your ID, then that's not my problem. He is allowed to do that if you're gonna pull some shenanigans. $18.79 $61.80. I want to know about some better builds for my Panther and Brick House, please. Yeah, you definitely need a better build for Panther. Double 8s, and this has 20. Okay. This is tough, because you only have a single Graviton 10. You only have a single Helix 10. So you can't really use anything heavier, and you don't really want to waste your money on, or waste your resources on something lighter. Well, it doesn't exist for that, but it does for this. Just to not use it later, right? This is honestly not a bad build. If you feel like it's not doing very well, then you could put the EM8s on Panther, which is just a much better sniper mech, by the way. So, like, if this is dying a lot, or if you're not really able to get the kind of angles that you want to get, then, yeah, probably put that on there. Even though you wouldn't be using full energy, honestly, it's fine. As for the Brick House, you could put on the Helix 10 and like a Javelin 8 if you have it, or even Javelin Rack 6. Any type of Javelin Rack that you might have. Those pair well together. Better than these two do anyway. And yeah, that's about it. Manon, hello. I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you are. Unable to play Mech Arena for 3 months now, damn. Should I upgrade my Arctorn 10 or keep using Arctorn 12 as it is? Now that's an interesting question, because I wonder what the context is for that. I see. So you have 20 energy. You're level 3 already, though, is the thing. This isn't great. I would recommend... Damage per shot's about 3,000 on the button. It goes up by about 500 at rank 6. Which isn't terrible, to be honest. That is... just like a 6th. Which is like... 16... 17%? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's like 16 to 17% more damage than what you have. So I guess, honestly, just rank this up first, just to make sure that you have it. At some point, at some point, you'll have a max surge. Based on, I mean, based on the way things are going, it might be sometime soon. I'm gonna assume that you've spent a little bit of A-coins getting this up a few extra levels. Or if you got really lucky during the crate thing. Grind out crates, dude. It ends in less than 24 hours. And it's so good. You're not gonna have another one. It's not gonna happen until like maybe next year. Maybe next year they did, but they only did it because of Black Friday, the 5 times legendary blueprints modifier. Yeah, no, it's not gonna come up again. So get as many as you can. You'll hopefully get some surge. And yeah, make sure your 12 is ready for when you are maxed. And then if after that you're not really doing anything else with your resources, which is probably not true, you probably would do some things with it, but I think you have some other builds to kind of work on more, to be honest, like these. Want to know so bad? I've been here an hour. Please wait. What are you in? Plan actually replacing Killshot with Guardian because I'm ultimately using Surge as my beacon capper. That's why I kind of asked which to get and duel first. You're gonna want multiple beacon cappers is the thing, because you spawn one in the beginning of the match to get as many beacons as you can. And then if it comes down to, just as an arbitrary example, there are a lot of other ways where this is important. But like, as an example that probably has happened to you multiple times, it's like a 1v1. It's you and some other guy. All your bots are dead. And the other guy's running beacons instead of fighting you. What are you going to do if you don't have anything fast, right? You want to have multiple things that are fast so that you can run beacons at multiple stages of the game if you need to. Eight, 5, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm assuming, yeah. I have maxed Guardian with System Crash Range Implant. In Tier 7 right now, I need 3 more stars. Should I get Rail 12 or something cheaper like Epic stuff because I can get Disc 16 in Tier 8? Interesting. I will level with you. Railgun 12 is really nice on Orion. However, you already have 2 solid sniper builds, so I wouldn't bother. I'd say just go with something cheap. Anything that you can kind of get your hands on, honestly. Yeah. Any epic thing should be fine. The cheaper the better. Yeah, Scott, I won't write it down if you do that. There you go. The mod has spoken. Find ways around it. There are ways of breaking up your ID. You could even... well, I don't want to say that, because then some people would. But you could use like a slash, a period, a comma. Like I don't care, so long as it's in one message, and you're not going to make the mod or myself do extra work just to enter you into a giveaway, right? Like it's already there. You go. Not a big deal. Should I get Missile 12 or Arc 12 based off my current hangar? I don't even remember what your hangar looked like anymore. Okay. You should have, honestly, you probably have enough knowledge of what I've been telling other people to kind of get an idea of which one you think would probably be the better choice. Also, I just realized I'm at 50,000 inventory power. How is it like 46? I thought not that long. That's crazy. Just a reminder for everybody. Please, if you want me to review your hangar, ask a question. Ask a legitimate question, you know? Let me come back here, just as an example. Hold on, let me grab this real quick. Also, they're selling these. That's really nice. I'm gonna have to tell Suntree. Anyway, so like, I could be here, right? And I might say, okay, I kind of want to put in a heavy mech. Which of my mechs should I replace it with, and what should I put on it, right? You could say something like that. If you have a specific question, then you can ask it. And if you want a review, if you actually need a review, then chances are you have something that you need. Or you could just be like, okay, let me see. Well, this is a good hangar, to be fair. This is like kind of built for CPC for the most part, except I want to replace this. There we go, okay. Like, let's say I don't have Eclipse, then like I'd be like, okay, well, I keep losing to I keep losing to people in CPC, so what should I change? And I would be like, okay, well, you probably want another faster mech. You could probably guess what I want, or what I would say, just based on what I tell everyone else. Do I use Zephyr anymore? I have Aegis for replacement. I can already tell you no. Replace the Zephyr with Aegis right now. And that's what I want. That's what I want. I do not want to tell you what to do with your hangar. I want for you to understand enough about your own hangar, enough about the game, to know what the problem is, or to know that there is a problem that you need solving, and to figure out what it is and ask me about it. Yeah, replace the Zephyr with Aegis, 100%. Not only just because Zephyr's not great, but also because you don't really have a tank in your hangar right now, and it could be really useful. At some point, you're also going to want to change the Stalker for something faster, I think. Or possibly the Guardian. But probably the Stalker first. See, there you go. That's a question. Can't even see what I'm writing because it doesn't pop up. I can see your other messages. I can't see your ID. You're gonna have to break it up like these other people are, with the slashes in between. Well, not. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't played in several months. It's not going to look great. Remove Aegis for Bastion for you. What do you mean? I wouldn't remove Aegis. That's a terrible decision. I never have enough blueprints for EM12. I haven't bought it yet. I'm assuming you mean you have enough blueprints to duplicate EM12. Wait, I wrote that wrong. Yeah, I put 2 8s. My bad. There we go. Should I buy it or go for Railgun 12? Okay. You already have a Railgun build. Honestly, multiple snipers is great, and having two different types of snipers is also not a bad decision, but being honest. A lot of people find EM rifles really good on like Eclipse, and you could put it on Killshot until you can replace Killshot with Eclipse, and that would be a pretty smooth transition, I think. Should I replace Brickhouse for Bastion? Also 20 energy. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Bastion's so much better than Brickhouse, it's not even funny. Yeah. Especially Disc Launcher. Disc Launcher Bastion is an absolute unit of a build. It's crazy. Very nice hangar otherwise, though. That would really strengthen up your hangar, not gonna lie. You will feel it. You will feel the difference immediately. Frankie Cyborg, welcome. It has been a while. Dynamite. If you're making a second copy of Grav 10, on which mech should I equip it? Bastion, Killshot, or Surge? Okay, let me check. 502. Surge, Bastion, Killshot. Okay. Graviton 10s. That would be Surge, so 100%. Especially in PvP matches, like against other players. Arc Torrent's not the best. It can be decent against bots, but mostly it's not that great. Graviton Beam is kind of just Arc Torrent, but with more range and slightly better damage as well. So, yeah, honestly, put it on Surge. It's a fantastic weapon for Surge. Disc Launcher on Bastion's really good. I would not recommend changing that. This you could change, but definitely Surge is your best bet for Graviton Beam. Very nice weapon too, by the way. How can I change the Plarium play controls to touch screen? I don't think that you can. Like if you have a touchscreen laptop or something and you have Plarium play, I don't think that you can change it. What do I buy first, Helix 10 or Arc 10? 585 16 905. Arc 10 or Helix 10? You have Javelin 12, which is probably fairly similar in damage to Helix 10. So you don't really need to worry about that right now. Your Zephyr has 16 energy. It's probably suffering pretty badly with lack of damage, to be honest. If I were you, I would have put Missile Rack 8s. I think Missile Rack 8s are credits and the 6s were acorns, if I'm not mistaken. That's why most people, pretty much everybody has the 8s. Not many people have the 6. Unless I changed that. Put the Arc Torrents on Stalker. And then you could put the Missile Racks on Zephyr. The 8s if you have them. This is good. It's interesting. Yeah, Arc Torrent Stalker is much better than Missile Rack Stalker. So I guess at that point, you probably don't need the Arc 10 just yet. Unless you rank up Stalker, then you'll want it. So if you swap these weapons, then get the Helix 10 first. Oh, another Hangar preset too. What did you say? So excessive. To see the messages not popping up in actual chat. What do you mean? So spamming. I already told you. Which mech should I use for Carbine 12? Don't want to remove carbines from my hangar. Fair enough. 3, 6, 3, 10, 4, 9. Orion is pretty good. So is Surge. Actually, probably Surge. Because it's got some pretty decent DPS. Not necessarily as good as, like, Graviton Beam. But it's actually fairly comparable. If you had Arc 12s... If you had a Max Bastion with Arc 12s, that'd be perfect. Because then I'd say put Arc 12s on Orion. It is an absolute monster. It is an absolute bot farming machine. Disc Launcher on Bastion. Disc Launcher Bastion's 100 times better than Arc Torrent Bastion. Carbine on Surge. It's actually pretty good, and Surge is your best mech for like a DPS, like a heavy DPS weapon. Disc Launchers, nah. It's kind of mid. It's not, you're not gonna be able to use Surge as aggressively as you probably should. But for the time being, you could just swap these two. And get some, hopefully better results than you have at the moment. Won't guarantee, but, you know. Mr. Rack 8 is now Acoin's like 3,100. Wow. That is brutal. I think it used to be the other way around. It was like 300,000 credits. Or something like that. I have Bastion and Minigun 12. Should I level them? What should I replace them with? Ooh. Both of those are very nice. 2977. Hey, nice, 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 nice. Yeah. Bastion and Minigun 12. So I can tell you right now, Minigun 12 on Aegis. That is probably the best Aegis build. It's absolutely crazy. The Helix, you could put on Stalker if you wanted to. The Bastion, instead of Zephyr. They both have EMP, so they would serve sort of the same purpose, except for Bastion could take a lot of damage. People aren't going to want to rush it so much. And, yeah. And it is also very good with Missile Rack. This, you replace with Arc Torrent. And I know what I said about Graviton being better than Arc Torrent. However, since Graviton Beam's damage comes almost entirely from the perk, the critical mass implosion effect, right? That is an effect, and it is not boosted by Orion's ability. You actually kill people faster with Arc Torrent on Orion than you do with Graviton Beam. And this is specific to, like, damage boosting mechs, by the way. Everything else, obviously, I recommend Graviton Beam over Arc Torrent in almost all cases, unless it's, like, really slow, which Orion is not. It's decently fast. But yes, actually, you do more damage with Arc Torrent than you will with Graviton Beam. So then you can bench the Gravitons for a little while. And keep the rest as it is. Well, so you probably want a sniper, but, you know, that's up to you. Rodrex, are you being ignored? I mean, Hanscon should have noted your ID, and I don't see any questions from you, so. I have Graviton Beam 10, so which mech should I put it on, or should I not change anything? Interesting. 6302. We have Graviton 10. Okay, this is interesting. This on Panther. You can put Graviton 10 and like a Thermal Lance 6, and then just heavily invest in duplicating your Graviton 10. And then you could put both of them on Panther. Oh, well, it's already at 20 energy. That's unfortunate. I mean, or you could do that on Brick House, I suppose. But, yeah, Graviton 10 is worth getting. Especially if you currently don't have the best weapon options at the moment. You can experiment with it. I recommend everyone experiment with things that they get. So long as you're not spending a bunch of A-coins or implant parts or messing up your pilots for the sake of it, for the sake of whatever experiment you have going on, you know, just experiment. It's not going to hurt anything, right? The worst case scenario is you lose a match really badly because of what you did, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again. And then you can tell everybody else. Discs or snipers? Which one fits Guardian better? I have the same question for Panther. It depends on the mode, honestly. Sniper for Guardian, and also for Panther, to be honest. If you had to... They're kind of interchangeable. But it is safer to put snipers on Guardian if you want to keep it alive, because it's not, it's squishy, and it's not easy to get close to people with it. So yeah. And Disc Launcher Panther's absolutely crazy build, so. Is this not a question? Don't try to tag me with technicalities, sir. Just because it has question marks and it's technically a question, I mean a legitimate question. I want to help people that genuinely, like, they understand what's going on and they want to be, and they're looking for help. They're actually looking for help for something. They're not just being told, do this, do this, do this, and then, you know, you'll just play better. And then you just, like, you don't care why, you don't know why you don't care why. You'll just do it and then you won't learn anything, right? The whole reason I do this is so that you could walk away after my stream is over and you could tell somebody with a completely different hanger, you could give them pointers based on the information. That's why I explain everything. It is why every time I say change this for this, I explain why. I don't just say do it and don't question me. I tell you why you do it so that you know what the reasons are and you can tell other people what the reasons are. You can use that same logic for a completely different hanger so that you don't need me around every single time to tell you what to do. That's why I do it. My hanger may be the best hanger you'll see today. Or maybe I won't see it, you don't know. I'm Ghost Shot. This is Terror's ID. Okay. Is Arc 12 Surge good for endgame? Not really. Since it was a pretty fair question, though, I will check your hanger. I am friends with so many of you guys on Facebook already. It's crazy. Yeah, okay. So I hear from Silence, who is a moderator in Mech Arena Official, and he is very good at like PvP matches. According to him, Arc Torrents don't belong in late game PvP at all. Like, you get rid of them. Arc Torrents don't work. So if you can, replace it with Graviton Beam. Like I said before, Graviton Beam is basically the same thing, but better in terms of damage on something like Surge. It's got better damage and it's got better range. So, you know, it's both of those things. So yeah, if you can get Graviton 12 and slap it on there, you would be chillin'. 2 EM builds, 2 Disc Launcher builds. Minigun is another option, but I feel like Graviton's maybe slightly better. Ember Gun's not a bad choice either if you have it. Is Redeemer still strong in endgame matches? No, not really. I mean, unless you throw some random arbitrary sniper on it, but then you could use a sniper on anything, and it's a sniper, right? You're gonna die if you don't have a Panther wall, if you don't have a Panther Aegis teammate, pretty much no matter what. It's just a matter of time. Like, it's kind of just it's the same as anything else, really. Road Rush, I don't know what your idea is. I see that you have a question, though. I haven't seen a question from you until just now. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Should get Rail 12 or something cheap, epic. So get some good stuff there and get all blueprints. What pilots would help my hangar is currently set? I mean, it should be fairly obvious, but let's take a look. Okay. I have seen this hangar recently. You were on Discord. I remember you. Hey, remembering people. Okay. You have a close range pilot on your missile racks. Not good. You have a guided pilot on your voltaics. Not good. You have an assault pilot on your guided weapon. Not good. Not good. This one works though. I would get rid of one of your minigun builds, to be honest. Well, maybe not even, just because it's such a high rank, so I suppose it probably is carrying you a lot. This pilot can go on here, and your Javelin racks would just, by default, be doing more damage, right? These implants are your mess. You did yourself dirty with the implants and with your pilot levels. These are all too high. I'll show you guys once again, because I don't know if you saw it. Rank 4 is the highest you go on rare pilots. Why? Because every single time you rank something up, you rank up a pilot, be it rare, epic, legendary, doesn't really matter. The general trend is getting it to rank 3 is about 3 times as expensive as it was to get to rank 2, right? Starts really cheap, and it's still pretty cheap, and it's kind of cheap, and then it starts getting kind of expensive, and then it's really expensive, and it's just not worth it. What you get it to is rank 4, and the reason for that is because it's still fairly cheap, and you get this bonus right here, which is fairly significant, as well as a fairly significant increase in the general stats as well. So this is the best bang for your buck. Further than that, you're basically just wasting your pilot marks. You could be getting epic pilots and getting them to hire to like, instead of a rank 6 rare, you could have like a rank 4 epic, and it would do just as much damage, but with an extra implant slot, right? So only get these to rank 4. Obviously, you can't really do anything about it now. What I mean now is you just don't upgrade them anymore, right? So that's all I'm asking of you right now. You're gonna want to replace these with epics as soon as possible. You actually have a great hangar going on here, but your pilots are really bad. Like, your pilots are incredibly bad. I won't lie. they're not good. You could put this pilot on here, and it will help, because ability damage and cooldown, that does help Scorpius. So there you go. That's nice. You could put this pilot. Ooh, nice shield implant. I mean, it's garbage. It's not worth it, but it's nice. You could put that on here. Or no, sorry, on here, because it has a missile rack implant. Yeah. So you can put that on there. That will help your missile racks. And then you're going to be stuck with something else. And you're going to have to throw it on here. Since this one has ability damage, that one will actually help this. This pilot won't help Nomad at all, but this one will. So throw Jester on Nomad for the time being. And try to get yourself some epic pilots if you can. Otherwise, you're looking really good. You really need to work on the pilots. Even some of your implants are really nice. There are so many IDs in the list. Hamscon, hold on. You got like 10 more minutes. That's actually a fair point. 10 more minutes, and then ID submissions are over, and also hangar reviews are over, and I'm going to be picking the winner. So 5, 3, 6, 8, 4, 1, 4, 5, 1. Or no, 4, 5. That's a I after. I'll change the Ember build to Nomad. I need weapon suggestions for Eclipse. I have Railgun 12, Arc Torrent 12, and Nade 12. Okay. Not bad. It's probably fine. This is good. This is good. Surprised you don't have Panther, to be honest. Arc Torrent 12 is the best bet out of the three. Nade 12, Railgun 12, and Arc 12. I would suggest that you try to get Graviton Beam or Minigun, specifically Minigun, because it is better on more things than Graviton Beam is. Minigun Eclipse is pretty damn good. Indian Gamer, I see you. Please don't spam it. If there are no messages between your last message and your copy-paste of that message again, clearly that's too many times. Having it twice in a row is completely unnecessary. What should I do about Missile Rack 12 after upgrading Panther? What should I do with Brick House? Keep it or replace it? Should I max kill shot or not? I have 2,000 A coins. Okay. And he pastes it again. Let's go. After upgrading Panther, what should you do with Missile Rack 12? Honestly, you could keep it. You could keep it there, but I would recommend. Okay. You can't really do much about that. Brick House. What I would do is try to get Disc Launcher 12 as soon as possible. Considering what you have, you might have access to it. I actually don't know. You have Disc 8s. You have Panther. You have Brick House. So there's a chance that you have Disc Launcher 12 unlocked. So if you can get it, that'd be great. You could replace the Brick House with Aegis, honestly. That would also be a good decision. There's not much you can do about this, so like you may as well keep it. I wouldn't bother ranking up Panther unless you have better weapons to put on it after you do, right? So you could just kind of save those A coins. And use it on something a little bit more pressing, like not having a Javelin Lancer. This Zephyr is also not good, to be honest with you. Honestly, you could replace the Zephyr with Aegis and keep the Brick House, because at that point, you may as well. Brick House is going to be better than a Zephyr will anyway. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. If you could replace Lancer with something else, preferably something that's fast, like maybe Redeemer, that would be ideal. I have Max Guardian with range implant. Nice. Need 3 more stars to get to your tier 8. Get Rail 12 or cheap Epic. I had a question like this a few minutes ago. Chances are, yeah, this is literally the hangar that I looked at. I checked it. I said you already have 2 sniper builds. You don't need a third. So you may as well just get something cheap Epic. You don't need to worry about So that's probably why I was ignoring, because I already saw it. Yeah, don't worry about Rogan 12, because this is really solid. You're probably not, like, you don't need to bother even thinking about replacing it. Like, they're both very solid. You could put the EM12s on something else, like Killshot or Surge, honestly, if you wanted to, or even Orion. Doesn't really matter. But what I'm saying is, you have two very solid sniper weapons. You don't really need a third. You may as well just spend as little as possible just to get to where you want. That kind of makes the most sense to me. My opinion, the only bad thing about the Ember gun is that the length is very short, average 55 meters. It would be great. What do you think? Yeah, but I think that's what makes it balanced, right? It's not a legendary. If it had 55 meters range, it would be way better than Arc Torrent. 100%. So much better than Arc Torrent. But you don't want it to be better than Arc Torrent. You want it to be about the same as Arc Torrent, because they're both epic close quarters weapons. You know, both the same grade, both the same, in the same tier, they're both the same energy, both the same weapon type. So you want them to perform similarly. I think that they balanced it pretty well. Entries for giveaway go here or Discord? Here. For sure. Yeah, here we go. Or well, actually. That's just for the events, not the... Okay, well. Hey, Zulu. Let's go. 4-2, 2-6-2. I'm a little bit behind in the chat, but that's okay. 888. Oh, this is gonna be my last one. I just realized what time it was. Zulu, hey, look, you're on my friends list. He can't hear me, but it's fine. When I max Ember 12, then I put on Eclipse 3rd pink for Nomad. When Nomad max, should use DL 12 or Fragment 12. Team Grab or 10 Arc for Surge. Grab Surge, okay. Zulu. Grab Surge. Frag Nomad. DL 12 for Fragment 12. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, yeah, you'll be free. Okay, so I think we'll let people get their IDs in to submit their IDs for the last, like, couple minutes. Until it's officially 9 o'clock, so 4 more minutes. Please, everybody, make sure you thank Hamscon for being here. Because he was not the mod that was actually going to be here today. It was a different one. There are no more reviews going on. We have only a couple minutes. And I don't really have time for another one. So we're just gonna let this run out. As always, I do my best to explain every decision that I make. I don't tell you just do this, because this is better, and then just not say anything about it. I tell you why it's better, why you want to change things, why you, like, what you're probably struggling with, and why you might be struggling with it, and what the possible solution might be. So there's all the thought process going on. You could take the information that I'm giving to other people, and you could apply that to yourself. Almost always, pretty much everyone is covered in the first 3 hangars that I review. After that, you could apply pretty much all of that logic to every consecutive hangar, and and you'd be fine, right? That is the goal here. Yes. If you're not sure, if you want to get a last minute ID verification, just put, you know, you got 2 minutes just to make sure. And of course, Hamscon, you know, I hope you weren't spending too much time trying to like weed out duplicates, because again, I have a very easy way of finding duplicates, so you don't have to worry about that. See, Indian gamer gets it. Don't ask him if he has yours. How is he supposed to? Is he supposed to like memorize what all of your IDs are? He's not noting the names. He's just noting the IDs. That is it. That's why you don't ask for the in-game name or anything. James Brady Stanley. Appreciate it. I do not specifically remember if I got to your if I ended up reviewing yours, but if I did, hopefully it helped. And if not, hopefully you could get some valuable information from other people. Yes. It is officially over. Anyone who did not put their ID in before now, it's too late unless you have the graces of Hamscon on your side. There you go. Rip. Hey, I mean, I haven't gotten the list. If Defunct God wants to put his ID in the chat real quick. Not taking part. Okay, I was gonna say. I'm not opposed to a last minute thing. Does not appear necessary though. Okay, let's go. Lots of... That is a lot. Okay. Checks out. This is all of them, correct, Hamscon? Bro, that was delayed. It was, okay. So let me change the stream view to my screen. Just so that everybody kind of knows what's going on here. I'm just going to be removing some of these extra unnecessaries. Yeah, and then there's this. I'm gonna have to cut these out. That's fine. And then we're gonna cut out the duplicates. God, that's, yeah. Not convenient at all. So just so that everybody can kind of see what's going on, make sure that your ID is in here. Well, if it's not, it's too late now, but hopefully it is. Okay. Real quick, make sure. Here we go. Get rid of that. Okay. So now I can sort them, and of course I missed one. Sort them. Okay. Here's a duplicate. Here's duplicate. Here's a duplicate. Here's a duplicate. Right here. Right here, actually twice. Right here. And that is it. Okay. 54 entries. Indeed, good luck to everyone. I do not know who this is off the top of my head. Let us not buy that. Check. Tenebria. I did not check there. Oh, I did. Hey, that's the person that was gonna add the Aegis, and I told them to like swap all of the weapons and stuff. I did theirs. Very nice. This. Okay. So now I remove that. We add 1K, 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 K, 1K. That is 5. Right, stop. And that should be 10. And then there will be 1, 10K. So 11 total. One of them is 10. 10 of them are 1. His gun can finally rest. I know, right? Yo, oh no. Oh, that's so sad for my wallet, I'll be honest with you. God, oh, okay, okay. No, let's go, let's go. It is a thing that is happening. If they want to join Discord so that they can, you know, they can send verifiable proof that they received it. Hold on. So 10,000 would be, I think, an 8,000, a 1,600, and an 800. I think is the way that I'm going to do that. Or and a 400 actually. Never mind. Yeah. So 400 first. Guest checkout. You're not seeing any of this because I'm doing it on my phone. And also, you're not going to see my payment information, you piece of crap. You. Let me make sure. Yes, that is correct. So 99196. I can't see the chat right now. 53. Yes. Let me check the chat. Poor wallet, dude. I know. Less than 10% chance and it landed. Exactly, yeah. 9% chance, roughly. It do be like that. Actually, I do kind of wonder. There are 10 winners, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, make another purchase. That was the 400, now for the 16. Guess checkout. Checkout. Okay. That's that one. Okay, make another one. And the last one would be 8,000. I hope you make good use of it. And I also hope that nobody else wins 10,000 for a very long time. Yeah, you heard it. I said it. Actually, this one I will. I will ask. I will ask for a receipt for that one. Thank you very much. Okay. Here you go. How much did that cost? Oh, you don't freaking want to know. It was 70 something. 60 and then 13 and then 4. So 77. Big F for the wallet. Watch it happens again next month. God, no, please. Next one is me. No, don't do it. All right. Well, that would be it. RuFFles gets another 10,000 winner next month. Send us all their really grave. No, no, don't do that. I'm alright though. I'm alright though, because I chose the reason that I have the amounts and the percentages that I have is because, you know, statistical averages. Watch me win next month. God, Hamscon, you win all of the regular ones. You don't need to win these two. 100,000 to everyone. Yeah, as if. Anyway, I do not want to let this continue running for too much longer. Otherwise, people are going to join thinking that it's still going, but it's not. So, actually, I'm going to put it back to the game instead of the screen. So you don't see me messing with Streamlabs. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. Take care. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Big congrats to the winner. Hell yeah, I'll put to good use. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.